There was once a little man who had never seen the sea, although his mother was an old pirate woman. The two of them lived in a very great city far from the seashore. The little man always wore a respectable brown suit and respectable brown shoes. He worked in a neat office and wrote down rows of figures in books, ruling under them with a very strict mind. Well, one day his mother said, "Shipmate, I want to see the sea again. I want to fire my old silver pistol and see the waves jump with surprise." "Oh, Mother," said the little man, "we haven't got a car, or a bicycle, or a horse. We've got no money either. All we have is a wheelbarrow and a kite." "We must make do," his mother answered sharply. "I will go and load my pistol and polish my cutlass." And the little man went to work. Her cutlass is her sword. He went to his boss. "Please, Mr. Fat, please may I have 2 weeks' holiday so I can take my mother to the seaside?" "I don't go to the seaside," said Mr. Fat crossly. "Why should you?" "Well, it's for my mother. She used to be a pirate." "Oh, that's different," said Mr. Fat. "But make sure you're back in 2 weeks or I'll replace you with a computer." I think it's weird. They need it. So the very next day off they set, the little man pushing his mother in the wheelbarrow and his mother holding the kite. His mother wore a green scarf and gold earrings. Between her lips was her old black pipe, behind one ear a crimson rose. The little man wore his brown suit buttoned and his brown shoes tied. He trotted along pushing the wheelbarrow. And as they went, his mother talked about the sea. She told him about its voices. It sings with a booming voice. It smiles as it slaps the ships. It screams or sadly sighs. There were many voices in the sea and a lot of gossip too. Where are the great whales sailing? Is the ice moving in Hudson Bay? What's the weather in Tierra del Fuego? The sea knows the answers to a lot of questions, and one wave tells another. "Oh, yes, Mother," said the little man, whose shoes were beginning to hurt. The little man's shoes. "Where are you off to?" asked a farmer. "I'm taking my mother to the seaside." "I wouldn't go there myself," said the farmer. "It's up and down with the waves and in and out with the tide. The sea doesn't stay put the way a good hill does." "My mother doesn't like things that stay put," said the man. And something began to sing in the back of his mind. Could that be the song of the sea, he wondered? "Yes, it's blue in the sunshine," said his mother, "and gray in the rain. I've seen it golden with sunlight, silver with moonlight, and black as ink at night. It's never the same twice." They came to a river, and there was no boat. The little man tied the wheelbarrow to the kite, and a wind blew by, ruffling his collar and tickling his neat mustache. "Hold tight, Mother," he called, and up in the air they went as the wind took the kite. The little man dangled from the kite string, and his mother swung in her wheelbarrow basket. Up in the air they went. "This is all very well, Sam, but the sea, the sea! It tosses you up and pulls you down. It speeds you along, and it holds you still. It storms you and calms you. There's a bit of everything in the sea." "Yes, Mother," the little man said, and the singing in the back of his mind was growing louder and louder. The little man. The kite let them down gently on the other side of the river. "Where are you going?" asked a philosopher fellow who sat reading under a tree. "I'm taking my mother to the sea," said the little man. "What misery!" said the philosopher fellow. "Well, I didn't like the idea much to start with," said the little man. "But now there's this song in the back of my mind, and I'm beginning to think I might like this song." Go back, little man, said the fellow. The wonderful things are never as wonderful as you hope they'll be. The sea is less warm, the joke less funny. The taste is never as good as the smell. Hurry up, the sea's calling, shouted the pirate mother, waving her cutlass in the air. The little man trundled his mother away, and as he ran, he noticed that his brown suit had lost all its buttons. Then something new came into the wind's scent. Glory, glory, there's the salt, cried his mother triumphantly. Suddenly they came over the hill. Suddenly, there was the sea. The little man could only stare. He hadn't dreamed of the bigness of the sea. He hadn't dreamed of the blueness of it. I see it going! He hadn't thought it would roll like kettle drums and swish itself on the beach. He opened his mouth and the drift and the dream of it, the weave and the wave of it, the fume and the foam of it, they never left him again. At his feet, the sea stroked the sand with soft little paws. Farther out, the great graceful breakers moved like kings into court, trailing the peacock-patterned sea behind them. The little man and his pirate mother danced hippy-hoppy happy hornpipes down the beach. The little man's clothes blew about in the wind, delighted to be free at last. A rosy sea captain stopped to watch them. Well, here look like two likely people. Will you be my bosun, madam? Then you, little man, can be my cabin boy. Thank you, said the little man. Say aye, sir, said the captain. Aye, aye, sir, replied the little man just as smartly as if he'd been saying aye, aye, sir his whole life. So Sailor Sam went on board with his pirate mother and the sea captain, and a year later someone brought Mr. Fat a green bottle with a message in it. Having a wonderful time, the letter said, why don't you run off to sea too? And if you want any more moral to the story than that, you must run off to sea and find it for yourself.